Hey, we're live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Ron Unconditional Love Terri. Another fun night. And look at who I have with me tonight. Two awesome guests. One is Terri Suzuki from
Ki- Kigaroo.
Kigaru Journey, a Spiritual Journey. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have
Guru.
the one and only Mark from Spirit Whisperer. Woohoo!
Hi, you guys. Thank
For
goodness
the
there's only
first time
one of them.
tonight, for the first time, he collabs on my channel. So welcome, Mark.
Yes, I'm happy to be here. So happy Ron invited me.
Yeah. So for people that don't know Mark, can you explain a little bit about how you got into YouTube and all the zoo animals and everything that you do, channeling?
Yep.
You have two. One is called Pam, and what's the other one is
Dwal Cool. And
okay.
a lot of people don't know him, but he has a lot of channels. And if you look him up, you'll see all kinds of stuff about him. He's got a lot more channels than Pan does. I don't know any other Pan channels. There probably are some, but I just don't know them. But yeah, those two. And then sometimes Jesus sneaks in on occasion.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Granny Manny.
Oh yeah, well, that's a whole different.
I love Granny Manny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she, you
Well,
know,
I can tell you something. I had a near death experience when I was a child, about 5, 6 years old, 7, and I never saw Jesus on the other side. I know exists though. I know it really he existed on earth. That I know.
yeah.
I
Did
never
you
saw
see
him on the other side.
angels or anything?
I saw about 10, 12 people on there, like ancestors or
Yeah,
guides or angels.
yeah.
And one thing I saw that the light right through them. And I also noticed something that I never forgot. They all had red hearts.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
So that for me meant a love because red hearts. And that I remember. And I still remember the feeling and the unconditional love on the other side. That's why I'm called unconditional love. That's where I
Oh,
come from.
lovely. I love that.
Yeah. I was sick. I fell epilepsy, and epilepsy wasn't really known. There's different kinds of it, and I actually, when I turned around, I saw the sun coming at me. It was like pure energy coming at me. It went into my body, and it healed the. I never had another attack in my life. I was in a taxi with a nurse and my mom. And I could, when you're on the other side, you see everything, you know everything. You actually know everything. You're connected to everything. Anyway, and you see what's going on, the whole thing. And when I was in the taxi, I got in front of the hospital. My mother, she was panicking. Give me my son. Give me my son. The nurse knew that I had no pulse. So this and that. When she handed me to my mom, I woke up and never had another attack in my life. So with that message, I know that the more you raise your vibration, and it's coming, like in the future, humanity will be able to raise their vibration so high that they'll be able to heal anything, all sickness.
That sounds like something I think would happen too. I all for that.
Yeah.
And isn't it interesting how so many people who've had near-death experiences have a really strong spiritual experience during that, and I always go, well, how could people doubt that? Why would everybody make up a story like that if it wasn't true? And plus, it's a profound story. It's really changed them, and they're like, it was emotional and real. So it's just another way for spirit to kind of go, ooh, give you a little shake and go, let's start with a new perspective, maybe.
Mhm.
mhm.
And
And so
maybe
we have also Terry Suzuki. Can you tell folks what you do and how you got into the YouTube channel?
Okay. Well, only started learning how to do this 1 year ago in June, and started practicing, and I actually had a lot of these skills all my life. I just didn't even know you could use them, and it wasn't until I became unemployed that I finally took some classes and learned how to use them. And I eventually decided, yeah, to go on YouTube. I do private readings, but I also do YouTube. But my YouTube channel mainly is just dreams, spiritual
Oh my
journeys,
God.
spiritual things that I see or do. And
So, go ahead.
yeah, and what I think I do a lot of that I like a lot is just reading on other people's channels too, and it's a lot of fun. I love reading like with you and Mark because we get a spiritual bounce off of each other, and it
Yeah.
kind of enhances what we see. So this is a lot of fun, and I like doing it. And my website where you can book me is the same as my name, kigaruspiritualjourneys.com.
Can one of my moderators or moderators that I have put their links in the channel, in the chat, so that people can go subscribe, hit the thumbs up. It doesn't cost any money to subscribe. It doesn't cost any money to put the thumbs up either.
Free. Come over and visit me on my channel and subscribe.
You won't regret it because Mark is very good at
I've been
Mm-hmm.
channeling since the 80s. A long time ago is when I first started channeling Dwell Cool and Pan.
I
And
just read something that it made me happy. You know, I read for somebody, and Michelle, she just told me. I think I read on her a while back, and she gave me some news. I did. I think I told her she was going to have a second child, and she just told me she's going to have a second child. So there you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just love these. You know. Uh,
So, Mark, I've been curious. What, because you've been doing this a long time, so you're very, very
yeah.
proficient, but so what are the kind of changes that you had to make to be on YouTube?
well, I retired from the zoo after 30 years of being a zookeeper. And the only reason I got that job was because of Pan's guidance and getting me there. So anyway, after that, and then I did a big move after that to Kentucky from Los Angeles, where I'd lived for 45 years, and moved back to Kentucky, where I was born. And then I lost my mom, my brother, and my partner all in a row as soon as I moved to Kentucky. And so then I had like a year of sort of grief and just not trying to get it together because it was like very weird. And Spirit had always told me that once I got retired, they wanted to kind of do things differently because I used to do readings, just private readings a lot on the phone. And so about a year after everybody died, Spirit was like, well, it's kind of time to get up and first I thought, am I next? I thought I was maybe going next or something. I was going, what's it all about? And so we want you to get up and get back to doing what you know how to do. And I said, well, okay, but I don't know how to start it here in Kentucky. And they said, go on YouTube and watch tarot. And I went, I didn't even know there were tarot readers on YouTube. And I watched YouTube because I watched other things on there. And funny enough, as soon as I went on it, there was like a tarot reader on my feed. I'd never had one before, and it was right after. And so I watched, and in watching that, I realized, oh, maybe there's some way I can do what I do on YouTube. And so they were all about it. And then I just started, and I've been trying to figure it out ever since because it is different. Especially when I started doing live readings. It's sort of like speed reading. And I never really did that before, where it's just one after another, after another, after another. Because normally when I read, I go into meditation, my eyes are closed,
Yeah.
guy comes in and does the session, they leave, I come back. So in this, it's been more like relay, where it's a lot more they're just standing behind me or beside me, and they'll just talk in my head. But it's always clairaudience is where I was the strongest in the beginning.
Mm.
It's always been my way in since I was real little. And so now it's doing that a lot more, and I'm just learning to do it more. It's been a learning curve.
Yeah.
But I like it. And I also thought I would absolutely hate reading with others, and I just really love it so much. I really like reading with other readers. I don't know. It's been a great surprise and a gift.
Well, I'm
It's like,
glad. I'm
yeah,
glad you do. I like reading with you.
yeah. And it's like you say, Terry, it's like it gives Spirit this opportunity to speak through us all at the same time. And it kind of intertwines and confirms each other. No, I just love it. I think it's a lot of fun.
I always learn something from it, because even when, like yesterday, reading with Jean and Terry Lee, we're very close, so we really bounce off of each other. But even so, once in a great while, we'll all get something completely different, or they will get something the same, and then I'll get something
Yeah.
out left field.
Mhm.
And those those times is where I learn. I learn how to interpret things, or what is Spirit talking about, or how to do that. Um, so I really enjoy it. I always learn something almost every time I'm reading.
Yeah. I know. I think it's been a great learning and teaching experience. Who knew? And Ron
Yeah.
was one of the first ones I saw. And um, then I started watching a whole bunch, because I love tarot, first of all. And I used to use it all the time before I was clear and could get clear messages audiently. And I would just use it to get clarity for myself. I didn't really read for others, but just for myself all the time. And I really loved the cards. And so then it was fun to get back into them. And now I like using them to supplement what I'm hearing. Or,
Mhm.
are the cards going to go along with it, or is it going to go in a different direction? So I really enjoyed it. And also being a medium that you watch,
Uh-huh.
it's also something I can use to demonstrate other than I'm just hearing. And I don't know. I just feel like it
Uh,
adds a little more.
oh,
But we're
I
going to
do.
stop the questions now because I
Yeah.
only have 11. I don't want to go all night.
Yes, me either.
I had to collab with a person yesterday. Never read with her before. Never, never, never. She invited me on and all of a sudden we're bouncing off each other like, who knows? I'd say something, she said something, wow, and you know, all three of us just bouncing on each other.
Oh, that's so much fun. I just love it.
Yeah, yeah, it's exciting, eh?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep.
I enjoy it too. I love reading with. Well, when I first started my channel, I did 3.5 hours alone. I couldn't believe because I was talking about my near death experience, So
Mhm.
3.5 hours, and there was people in the chat. I was there just to see. I had people follow me. They still follow me today since the beginning last year. I was in the chat. I was, wow, there's people here listening to me. Really? So yeah, but we all have a little bit of trust issues and self confidence when we start, at least. So, hey, I want to say hi to all my subscribers here. To Psychic Dummy, Jackie. Wow, there's a lot of Misty Day, Heather, Indigo Crystals, Butterfly Kisses. Kelly's in the chat too. Kelly doesn't catch her knee. Misty, oh boy, I missed a lot. These are the and okay. I'll get to the Lisa Foster too. I'm just gonna get the question. I got Terry. Wow, there's two Terrys in there. Just a minute. Yeah, she won the card. Oh, she was saying thank you to Michelle. Karen Robinson, I have yours. Jr. I have your question. Paula, I have your question. Michelle, I know you had the news. I read you. Okay. Um, And she says, "Ron, I'm pregnant with my second child. I'm so happy for when you do you read for somebody, all of a sudden you come back with news like that. It's
Yeah.
it's it makes me happy. Um, Amanda, I have your question, and hmm, I think Paula, I think I had you. Yeah, I got them twice. Lisa M, I got you. Okay, we'll start with those, and if we get, we'll see. We've been here 15 minutes already talking. So we'll start with Teresa. Uh, she just wants a card, not a reading, but she just wants a card message. So,
Just pull a card
yeah,
for Teresa.
yeah.
Let me see. What card do I want to use? Okay.
I'm getting hot all of a sudden. Every time I friggin' read, I get hot. It is hot, but I'm getting hotter right now for some reason.
It rained here today. Thank goodness it cooled things down a little bit.
Yeah.
So I pulled a healing angel card. I like these little cards, and I got for you, wow, change.
There you go. I put you in the hot seat.
Okay. So it says, life is a journey. It would be very unfulfilling if each step was exactly the same as the last, because life is always changing. It's forever fresh and new. Allow your life to unfold gracefully. Be grateful for what was, is, and forever will be.
Hmm.
Love it.
Yeah, that's nice. So
I got. Oh, you are you going, Ron?
I'll put you in the hot seat. Just give me a second. There you go.
Okay. My cat deck wanted to come out, so that's what I drew from my cosmic cat deck. But I get for you tonight, teacher, share your knowledge. So acting like they want you to embark on a new opportunity. Share your knowledge. Don't be a wallflower. Get up there and teach others. And also, I got it mixed with Joker. Stir it up a little. So that means, have fun while you're doing it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mark. Okay, Teresa. I got number 14, the secret language of light. It's alignment. As you can see, that's the sword of truth. And you see a pair of wings up there through the heart. Okay. So the message is, I'll read it to you. Um, Number 14. Covenant of mind, body, and spirit. Your soul is your biggest fan. It knows the truth of you and loves you unconditionally. There you go. Message from Ron Unconditional Love. It's continuously streaming this information to you. To tune in, your mind, body, and spirit must all agree in the now, not the past, not the future, now, present, right now, this second. Okay? Do this by meditating, focusing on your soul name, enjoying something you love, or having a nap. It is not up to your soul to zap you into alignment. Its job is to maintain your soul station so you have a frequency to tune into. The nature of physical life is to create and expand. Sometimes life experience will pull you out of alignment so you can understand these experiences from a different angle. When you're out of alignment, you will automatically ask questions and want to create something different. Through this process, you gain clarity about your passions. Being out of alignment can feel awful. It is easy to blame a person or situation when you feel bad, but instead of asking why this is happening, take a breath, return to neutral, and ask what you can create from this situation. And remember, your soul is a consistent, loving home you can return to always. So that's the message for you. And thank you for your question. Let me see, where were we? Okay. Next question we have is from Karen. Can you ask Norman Jeffries to speak of what he saw? Can somebody fill me in who Norman Jeffrey is?
He was, I only know because Karen asked me this before, but he was Marilyn Monroe's like gardener or
Gardner?
something like that. He worked around her house and he was there when the night she died. And she wants him to spill it. You guys see what you get first because I already looked into this.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a handyman on her property.
I only get that he saw that she was upset or something. Upset like like depressive depression. Like a lot of
So I saw Norman on my stage, and he's not that pleased to be there. Um, in fact, he's a tiny bit rude. Um, but he did show me uh, a heavy set male walking from the house late. He would not seem heavy set by our standards today, but by those standards back then, he might have been a little heavy set. He's a white man. He has gray hair. Um, he's trying to walk out as if he means to be there, but you can tell he feels uncomfortable or irritated. He's not super tall. That's what I get, but I don't really know anything about the situation hardly at all. I just saw a little flash of him wearing black walking down the driveway to get in a car, looking a little bit furtive.
Yeah, that first time I tuned into him, he didn't want to talk much. He was kind of like, I don't, I don't want to tell or something like that. And I still feel like he may have been threatened or something like that, and or just made to feel threatened or uncomfortable, or even told to keep his mouth shut or something. He really liked her. I just drew some cards. He really loved her. I think she was nice to him. and treated him like he was just, she seemed kind of regular around him. This Empress is what I'm saying is her. He kind of thought of her like that, like just this beautiful Empress, really. And that he's talking about that there was shenanigans, that's what I hear, about her death. There was a lot of back and forth. This is the Five of Swords, but in and out. There was too much movement. It was too suspicious. And the story in the end didn't quite meet what he saw going on. It was some kind of, I feel like he saw more activity than they acted like happened or something like that. And so he felt like he was going to, they weren't going to let him tell his own version without trying to make it seem like a lie. I also feel like he's saying it is going to come out still. This is judgment. But I'm just looking at this Harold Bear up there blowing horn, that I feel like long after her death, here they are coming up out of the graves, there's still more information to come. Yeah, I know. I read on this before, Lisa. More information to come. And I feel like he's saying it's going to come out. He's not going to tell me right now, but I get the definite feeling there was some shady shenanigans went on and he was aware of it. Because I don't think she committed suicide or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but I don't know. And that vision I saw was just really quick. He wasn't expecting me to see that.
Yep.
And he was rude.
Yeah, I think a ton of people have asked him because he was one of the few people that was present.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe that might be some of his attitude, because he was kind of like, I don't want to talk about it. Maybe he's feeling a little guilty too that he didn't speak up. And so, because I felt like he didn't think he could, but he's felt guilty about it. That's what I'm getting. Who knows though?
Mm-hmm. I was picking up depression. I was getting like there's something happened with somebody, like I don't know if it's arguing, I don't know what it is. Something to do with, you know, and then that's what I was picking up. The rest it cut off eventually there. So.
Well, when we read her dog, Debbie and I did last week, and it talked about adults arguing and her being put in another room and like a fight or something going on.
Fight. Yeah, it's something going on, or disagreement. A real, more than a disagreement.
No, it was a big fight. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. So I hope that answered your question for you, Karen. Okay, JR wants to know, I found a long lost family member online. I haven't reached out to them yet. Would it be a good idea?
Well, JR, I consulted my pendulum because I had a personal feeling about this, which was, yeah, of course, do it, because I've done that before myself. But the pendulum says no. Ask again.
Let me ask my pendulum.
Okay, I really don't know what to say. Let's see what Mark gets, because now I'm saying something else.
Well, like you, Terry, right away I heard, yeah, do it. But I also feel might be met with mixed results.
Yes.
And don't have a lot of don't put too much expectation. But in the end, I think there will be one connection that is long that develops.
Hmm.
That's what I'm hearing. So I would reach out, I think. What did you get differently then, Terry?
So when I asked again, I got a yes. Um, but I think that when I asked again, I was also thinking more about like email, reaching out via email. And I'm what I'm thinking is the first one, I was thinking more like calling them up. And this, if you did it via email, though, I think it would be there's a little bit of distance, so it would be a little safer, I think. What are you getting, Ron?
Well, first card I picked a couple cards for that. Give me a second, man. Gotta find myself. There. I got intentions. This is moving energy to create positive change. So the answer is yes. Uh, but also, like Mark said, uh, expectations about expectations. Do it for the how would you say what the right reasons, like the right reasons. Okay, move your energy to create positive change that is beneficial for you and whoever you're trying to contact with. Okay? Uh, it's all about good intentions. That's the main thing in that. Okay, and I got woman, which is connect with your feminine energy and listen to what your heart and soul wants you. You have the answer to that. Okay, and thank you for your question. That's what I got for you.
Well, I just drew three quick cards, and I'm just going to do real quick for you up there. And when I read cards, a lot of times it's more about the picture
Yeah.
than the traditional, meaning. So there's that. So the first card I got is justice, but I'm looking at the scale, and I feel like it's going to be, it's like two. It's like what I was saying, two reactions. One more welcoming and loving, and one a little less so, because I get the devil card comes up because I think somewhere in there's a little bit of bad blood or something that went on, and someone might be holding on to that. But at the same time, someone's going to be so happy
Yeah.
that you reached out. So, I feel like it's going to, mixed results. But in the end, there's going to be something to celebrate for it, this Three of Cups. And I still encourage you to reach out, and maybe email would be a better way
Yeah.
first. But even if they're in the same family and somebody seems to be holding a grudge or something, there's somebody else in there that doesn't want to, and will be happy to hear from you. Cool.
Well, thank you for your question. I hope that answered your question. We are okay. Um, who we got now? Okay, we have Paula. Please pull cards for August. Thank you. So she wants for the rest of August. I believe. Yep.
Like that little kitty cat in the picture, Paula. It's like it's with a stuffed cat, maybe a toy or something. August for Paula. Well, that's nice.
She said my cat Sammy, who died 2 weeks ago, and a stuffed puppy.
Oh, I'm so sorry Sammy passed. I'm sorry, Paula. He was a little cutie. Well, I'm hearing August for you will be pretty good. Because I got the Ace of Cups, which that's never horrible. And, it's a nice, positive, loving energy. And it'll be a fairly good August. Although I kind of feel like August for the world or for the United States or something might be a little rocky. I'm getting that you might be sitting watching some surprising things on television during the month of August. I got the Hierophant, but it's like maybe it has something to do with the January 6th hearing or something, some big new revelation that we're all kind of sitting back going, whoa. Or it's you're watching, weather drama. But look, here you sit with the King of Cups. I mean, is it the King? Yeah, King of Cups. But I love it because he's sitting on the couch with his spyglass, like watching things happen. He's still afloat. It's not really affecting him, but he's kind of got his eye out seeing what's going on out there. Look, with a cup of tea and everything. Okay, that's pretty weird. But that makes me think it's going good for you, but it might be a little rocky in the world or something. Okay.
Yeah, I'm using my Priestesses of Light deck. Are you done? Are you?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay. I'm using the Priestesses of Light deck, and this is a very headstrong deck. It kind of does what it wants to do. And it threw out 3 cards for you. So, and I could barely keep them in my hands. These just about jumped out all on their own. The first one you get, oh my goodness, the sun is coming in.
Yeah.
The
Divine masculine energy.
masculine. And it says eclectic, active power. So I do think that in August, they want you to be active, to use some of your own spiritual power, because right after it, let's make sure we get here. I got, oh, good Lord.
But yeah, I saw a snow leopard.
I got setting boundaries, threshold protection, honor. So they want you to set your own boundaries this month, honor yourself, honor your own boundaries. Don't let somebody push you too far. And, but the last thing is idyllic times. Look at that owl. That's cute. So the garden, paradise. So enjoy August. Enjoy August.
Yep, sounds good.
Thank you, Terri. So that was Paula. Okay. So what I pulled for you, I pulled 5 cards from the Light Sears Tarot deck. First card I got was Balance, 2 cups. Balance your energy. Second card I got was the Queen of Cups. To connect to your soul energy, your intuition, grounding, use your feminine intuition, because you're going through a period of transformation, which is the death card. There's transformation coming out. Because you're on the right path. I have the new beginning, the Fool. That's a new beginning coming up for you. And I got the Ace of Pentacles, which is about abundance, finances. And the last card I picked, I looked at the bottom, it was the 10 of Cups. So 10 of Cups, happy moments, happy times coming up for you. So,
yeah. Well,
it's like everything is clearing up. It's like you're clearing it up, and you come to the end of this of August. Now some, oh my God, yeah, happy moments are coming. So I hope that resonated with you, Paula, and thank you for your question.
Thank you.
So, next question. Okay. Hey Ron, I have news. That's the I
I
want to say.
see a second baby in your future.
Yeah. She
I know
says
he's the one that's
then
got the baby
then
coming.
she says, Ron, I'm pregnant with my second child. Yeah. So congratulations, and I'm happy for you. So I'm really happy for you. So I hope. No, maybe not time to pick a name, but yeah, you might have a name in mind coming up. And then she says, I'm hoping my family here can help me with surprising my husband at Disney. Say anything you pick up, you guys, on that?
Disney.
Yeah, she wants to surprise her husband at Disney, Disneyland. I guess she's going to Disneyland on a trip or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
What would be the favorite Disney attraction?
Hmm.
Oh, your family here can help you.
family here can help me with surprising my husband at Disney.
So is she asking, we're supposed to read if her family around her is willing to help her at Disney, or oh, okay. Well, I
Yeah, well,
definitely
I guess she wants to know. I am hoping my family here can help me with surprising my husband at Disney. So I guess she's asking if we have anything, suggestions or something like that.
okay. Well, I'll send you lots of great energy for that, but I do feel like you'll get a few takers in your family that will come with you to help you set that up.
Are you going to Florida Disney or California Disney? I love Disney. I happened to have been born the same time Disneyland was born, same year.
Wow.
Ooh.
And
Wow.
actually, my actual birthday was the first official day Disneyland was open. And so that makes me 300 years old. I do love Disney. I do love Disney.
I used to watch a lot of Disney, Bugs Bunny, all
Yeah.
that stuff. There, Mickey Mouse, Roadrunner, me, all that stuff. So
Why
I just want to say thank you to uh,
Dakar?
SCR for your donation. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Very kind.
Very kind of
Yeah.
you. So,
When I was a
um,
kid, I used to love the show Wonderful World of Disney. It was like my favorite.
Oh,
And they always
every
had,
Sunday night.
yeah. And they a lot of times had animal stories where they would be really anthropomorphized, and I just loved it. It was like, Rascal the Raccoon or Charlie the Lonesome Cougar or those kind of stories. I don't know.
Pepe Le Pew. I
Just
had Linda Jean. I said, I talked to her one time. She said she mentioned Pepe Le Pew. I guess she was talking one of the
he's
whatever.
Warner Brothers, so
Yeah. And then I said, Pepe Le Pew still loves you. And she laughed. Um, I had my Akashic record read by Robert. I think his name is Robert. And when I went to see him, I told him I had the impression I was in Egypt and Atlantis before, and he confirmed it. So I'm more than 300 years old, 18,000 years old, whatever.
an old
Yeah, well, he said I did 6 lives in Atlantis and 7 in Egypt. So I was in Atlantis. The first life, he said, life I did in Atlantis, I was a human being, but also spiritual. Same time, I had
Mhm.
access to the other side completely, completely.
Mhm.
Then he said They call it the law of one at the time in Atlantis. That's the law of one. That's connection to all.
Yep.
Connection to. Okay. So then I did 7 lives in Egypt, but I, I left Atlantis at I think a couple thousand years before this got destroyed. Or I don't know what it was exactly. Before it was destroyed, and I brought the spiritual teachings, and I was a stonecutter at the time. So I built temples, not
Yeah.
the pyramids, but temples. And
Mm-hmm.
then he says, "Oh, I'm gonna ask if you were a priest." I wasn't a priest. I was the keeper of the secrets of Atlantis.
Oh.
About I think it's something to do with the crystals, the power of the crystals and things like that. And apparently, I hid them.
Oh,
So yeah, and I told him I don't think they found them yet. And he asked me why, because people found found the secrets of those crystals, they would destroy themselves because they're not ready for that. It's a powerful weapon, so it can be used for good, but it can also can be used to destroy the whole planet. So,
mm-hmm.
so that was it. Yeah. Okay. Now we'll get back to our questions.
Our
Uh,
regularly scheduled show.
yeah. Sometimes it. You're off into the. So congratulations on your second child. So Amanda, she wants to know. Good evening. I would love a read on financial flow. I have also had communication issue at work to resolve tomorrow, and I want to be honest and clear and speak with love and integrity. Integrity.
Amanda.
Just okay. The first thing came to my mind is discernment. Discernment. Okay, a lot of discernment and be truthful. Be you. Don't because sometimes we can get pulled into somebody else's energy. So that's what I'm getting for you. Uh, I didn't read on the financial stuff yet.
So Amanda, they're showing me you on my metaphorical stage, and um, you remind me of one of these priestesses of light cards because you're there. You're dressed in gold, like a almost like a gold toga or something, and you're holding your hands near your heart in a circle, and you're just beaming out this amazing light. And I believe this is more about speaking your truth, saying your truth, being confident in saying speaking your truth tomorrow. But they're also I also kind of am getting the information about caution just a bit. Speak your truth, be clear. Um, you're going to know what pushes their buttons and what doesn't push their buttons. Be careful here. I do think that everything will be okay, and they are aware that you are concerned about finances. Um, but I get a really rich feeling from this vision I'm seeing. And I did kind of hear that they are caring for you, that they have your back. Actually, I feel like they're saying, don't discount the riches inside. Okay. That is all I have.
Don't discount the what? I'm sorry, I coughed.
The riches inside.
Okay.
The riches outside, of course, is what she would really want the most, but there's riches inside as well, that they're saying that we are with you. I'm seeing kind of wealth around the stage, but they're saying don't forget about the wealth inside.
Mm-hmm. Which is true.
Yep.
Thank you, Terri.
You're welcome. By the way, the familiar came. He's up on the lap.
He's white like Alaska.
Yeah.
Well, about the communication thing, I kind of feel like you don't have to worry so much about you presenting calm and loving, what all you said. The question's not up there, but it's a little bit more about them. And so I just want to say, just let whatever they say roll off your back. Don't let them push your buttons, because I feel like they might say something that seems a little insulting or something, or trying to rile you up or something. So I would just let it flow off my back. Just stand in your own power, and don't be reactive if possible, it seems like. And then the other thing about money, I get the Nine of Pentacles, and it's kind of, I'm hearing a little bit what Terri was saying, but that in some ways you're more well off than you give yourself credit for in some ways. Also, it also comes up with the Ten of Wands. So I feel like you also try to do everything yourself, and it's a lot of responsibilities, and sometimes it gets to be a little burdening, and that there's possibly a way you can delegate some of this responsibility so that you're less burdened, that you don't have to do everything. And maybe there's some of that that's already around that can take some of this pressure off. But the Nine of Pentacles is a good money card and good financial card, and it's when you're relaxed in it, you're acknowledging it. So be grateful for everything you have, and in that will help increase it even more. So I like those cards. And if you feel like there's somebody around you that could be doing a little more, it's okay that somebody else does something. You don't have to do everything.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you for the question.
Yeah, she said I'm very grateful. Okay.
Yep.
I picked 5 cards from Debbie Freeberg, and like I said, to use a lot of discernment, and you know what to do. Like this first card I said, I told from Debbie Freeberg, don't push the river. Just don't go in there, or don't push the river. Use your discernment, and it'll go well. Also, I pulled next card is a man. It's about masculine. Connect to your masculine energy to balance yourself. So balance things out. I also had the ring. It means commitment, contract. You're dependable, loyal, and bound on purpose. Your purpose. Okay, focus on what you need to do. You know what to do anyway. I believe you know what to do. Now, I got the mice. There's stress and anxiety and worry uh, because because the mind is in the details. So focus on the little details. You know, uh, and while you're doing that, always lead with love, even towards yourself. So that's the message I have for you. So thank you.
I love you got that don't push the river because it was like that what I was hearing about. Just let it flow right on over here.
Yeah,
Go right on past you. Right on. Don't let them bug you. Yeah.
yeah, because she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
She does. It's just that
Yeah.
uh, maybe sometimes we get stressed before. We'll take a breath, go in there with your heart and soul and your discernment. You actually know what you're doing. I hope that resonated with you, and thank you for your question. I'm I'm boiling right now. Oh, my head right up there. I'm hot like crazy. I always get that way when I read them. Anyway, I don't think it's the hormones. I think it's something else. Well, anyway, uh, okay, I did that one. Let me see what we got. Lisa M. Can I can I get my first message from my spirit guides? I didn't even know I had spirit guides until a couple years ago when I started watching these shows. Yes, we do have several spirit guides, by the way, not just one.
Well, they're bouncing up and down, like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm glad you asked, or something like, they're so happy that you ask about them. I love it.
she's ready to open up. Like
Mhm.
she's on the.
Mhm.
It's like boom, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, keep doing what you're doing, and if you can practice meditation or go out in nature, and that way, you know, and actually ask them when you go to sleep at night. Ask them. You know, they're there to help you.
Yep.
I'm I'm seeing a pink flower. Um,
Yeah.
it it's I can see a few guides on the stage. They are very happy. They are very happy that you're asking, happy that you're. But I'm getting the feeling that maybe one of them is of maybe the fairy persuasion because of the flower. Um, and that's interesting. I haven't ever seen that before. So let me ask them, do you guys have a message for Lisa? Well, actually, I hear a question back. Do you want to hear from us in your dreams, in your daily life, or they kind of want to know how you want to interact with them? I've never had them ask a question back before. So if you can put something in the chat, that might be interesting. But
Hmm.
you can just talk to them too yourself.
Yeah, you
Yep.
can.
And just know, who was this again? I don't remember the name.
Lisa,
Lisa M.
and
Lisa M. Hi, Lisa M.
thank you.
I'm so glad you are starting to pay attention to that. Because here's the thing, we're all born It's part of the package.
Yeah.
It comes with being a human, and you have a little group of spiritual energies that assist you and work with you and help you if you want them to. They're just there kind of waiting. And so they wait for us to reach up and ask and to work with them. That's why Ram is saying, just ask. So they want you to start interacting. This is the exploration card, but they want to start playing with you, exploring this relationship with you. It's a practical, real relationship where you ask for them to participate with you in a way that you can recognize and see how they alter uh, the way things in your life work, how they bring more opportunities your way. They want to play spiritual games. So ask Spirit, what do you want me to know? And get quiet and listen. And whatever they say, usually it's the first thing, think about that for a minute. And then the next day, think of another game, or there's that nature spirit that hangs around you. So you might go out and say, I'd like to know what this flower has to say, and see if you get some messages. So they want you to play back and forth with communicating. They're here for you, and they want to work with you. But like I always say, like a broken record, they're just waiting for us to kind of push the on button or to say, help me with this, whatever it is. It's not anything. It doesn't have to be something big and personal. It can be the smallest thing. They want to show you how they can assist you in your everyday practical life. And they want to start.
Wow.
I'm going to share real quick that a lot of times what they do with me is they just give me nudges through the day, like go that way instead of this way, eat this instead of that. Just little nudges, not even really like hearing anything.
Right.
But I finally started listening. So they just want you to listen. They're going to start working with you.
Yeah, and sometimes when I say listen, I mean listen with your body too. It doesn't always have to be clairaudient. I know that that's the way I receive things the easiest, but it's, listen with your inner tuition, your gut, all of that. That's another way of hearing, is those instincts or that feeling. Because sometimes you just feel it. You don't hear it or see it. It's just this just a knowing. You just have a knowing or a nudge, like Terry's saying. It's a little.
Yeah.
So, don't say, oh, Mark says I have to hear. You don't have to actually hear, but there is a back and forth happening where you're actively playing with the spirit team. Yeah.
So I picked a card from the Secret Language of Light. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I got variants. As you can see, this person is like in a yoga position. I don't know if you can see this card.
Yep.
There's a lot of energy, and you see the wings up there. Also, it's like to be present in your body, mind, and soul. Okay, and what the message from that is the differing perceptions of ego and soul. They're two different things. Today, you may not feel like yourself. You and your soul are looking at the same thing, but are seeing it differently. Your emotions and your reactions are a combination of your thoughts and your soul's thoughts. And when they don't align, you feel wobbly. Variance is a way of explaining the wobble. Like, okay, when you have the same perspective as your soul, things feel right. They seem satisfactory and easy. No limiting beliefs or patterns are triggered, but there is a feeling that all is well. When your soul will never join you in judgment, blame, or hurt, because it's not truth of you. It is not the perspective of love. How you feel reveals how you align with, are align with your soul. If you're experiencing something that doesn't feel quite right, take a breath and come back to your center. Uh, your center, to me, it's the heart. That's your center. That's where the connection is. Okay, you will begin to feel better, inspired, and in navigate your inner radar and ready to receive your soul transmission. That's how you get messages for you guys. So,
Cool.
yeah. So that's what I have for you. And
Cool.
thank you, Lisa M, for your question. And let's see what we have there. So I hope that resonated with you. Misty, what's in store for what?
Act 2 of my life.
Act two of my life. Oh, she's
Yes.
going through some stuff. She's going through, yeah. Uh, is there something to do with a relationship you had or had have in the past? Not very long ago. I don't know if she's still here though. I hope she's still here.
Yeah, I know. Are you here, Misty? Misty Day.
Well, right away, I get like a cabaret on my stage. They're like, you're going to have a great second act. They're, I don't know, they're just very, it's your spirit guides playing on the stage and being happy. So I'm just getting the feeling that they want you to be happy. They want you to embrace the second stage of your life.
Okay.
He
And
wants to get into the show.
We'll go see about it. Hush.
use your imagination in this time. Don't, I think what they want you to do is to go ahead and like do some meditation or some thinking about this, and don't let things stop you. Really let your imagination fly on this, because I think you're going to have a great second act. Um, I'm not seeing what it is. I'm just seeing that it's exciting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, what I was picking up is something like a relationship, like a separation from somebody.
Mm.
I, I'm not talking about the second act. I'm talking about the first one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and she's going into the second.
Yeah. I don't think she's here, but I'm going to say that they're saying, well, it's not going to be a repeat of the first act,
No, that's for sure.
and it's going to be a lot different. But, I got this card again. Is this really what I want to be doing right now? So I think they're encouraging you to make different choices. And really, time to put yourself first, honey.
Yeah.
Make choices that speak to you, your personality, your heart. Make your second act the way you want it. It's still up to you to choose, make different choices, and then your spirit team will help you whatever choice you make. But I feel like choose for you, and it can be as different as you want it to be. Because I feel like you're craving for something different, and they're all behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you know what you don't need anymore. You actually know. So,
Yeah.
so that's what I was getting for you. I hope that resonated with you, Misty. If you watch the replay,
She's out there looking for a second act.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I started somebody in Lisa Hi, Lisa Foster. I
Get
started her by accident. So.
up here.
Okay.
Okay, Deanne, can I get a read on? Will I see my grandkids within 6 months or sooner? Oh boy. It's very hard to put time in something.
Well, first I'm going to ask my pendulum.
Yeah, that's what I was doing too.
I hear yes, but I'm just going to. Will Deanne see her grandkids within 6 months or sooner? It says yes, too, for me. Do cards.
Hmm.
I'm assuming there's traveling involved. I feel like.
Yep.
Go ahead, guys.
So I consulted the pendulum because I saw a lot of trouble doing this. I saw like a rat's maze, like a little maze that they were putting you through, lots of little hurdles in the way, that it's not going to be easy. But you are going to get to see them because I kept asking like this many months, this many. And so I think within 7 months, you're going to be able to see your grandkids. There's probably going to be a lot of little hurdles to jump over, like you got to go to them, or I mean, it seems like there's going to be some trouble, but persevere because you will get to see
Hmm. Okay.
Some of it seems to be about travel.
them. Yeah.
So I'm wondering if there's travel involved because I feel like that might throw some monkeys in it. Because
Yeah, she
so
said yes. They live away.
okay,
Okay,
Oh,
that's about travel because I also have the chariot. So chariot is about travel. Actually,
chariot. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
mm,
So what I picked up was the Five of Pentacles. Like she's feeling a loss at the moment. Like you feel like there's a loss and wanting to see your grandkids. Uh, but I got the hope card. The star card is all about hope. So I mean, keep do what you're doing, and you will get to see. I got the chariot. So the chariot was what you mentioned about travel and things like that. So yeah. But
Yes.
she says yes. I always go to them. That's where okay. That's why. Yeah. Uh, there's also something coming up. I don't know. There's a possible that you need to. There's a difficult decision that you have to make, like a decision. You see this person has blinders on with there's two crows, like negative energy around it or something like that. Uh, okay, because this person has blinders on. So I think you have something coming up that you need to decide on. It'll be difficult, but I got the full card, so there's a new beginning. So actually, you'll get to see them through once once you go through this. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you. It's not easy to go through those things. You know? It's really emotional, especially with your grandkids and things like that. You don't, you know. But,
Mhm.
so I hope that resonates with you. Okay, Lisa's M is here, so we read on your question, so I hope that resonates with you. Thank you. Butterfly. Butterflies are free. I'm already. I'm. I. Am I. Am I ready to come out of my cocoon? Who says you were? First thing comes to mind. Who says you are? You are in your cocoon. you know.
Yeah.
I don't think you're in the cocoon. Uh,
Me
I don't
either.
know who told you that, but yeah. Well, mm-mm. You're in transformation, but not on. Not in the cocoon. So,
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think you're in a cocoon. I think you're already out of that. And now
yeah.
you're kind of stretching wings, pulling them out, straightening them out, looking at, and you're already taking little flights, you know, here, and little, you're trying it out a little. So I'm going to say you're past the cocoon stage, as far as I can tell, and you're moving more into flying, learning to fly a little bit more. So, yeah,
She says I
I,
was grieving. She
yeah.
yeah,
says I was grieving. That's why. I guess.
I rarely get clairaudient stuff, and I distinctly heard, "Do not be afraid." I think that maybe you're a tiny bit fearful of being judged, like you're not grieving enough, or you're grieving wrong, or you're something like that. But they want you not to be fearful. They want you to. You, I think that the others are right. You're out of the cocoon already. You're now flexing your wings and getting stronger. But they want you to really work on overcoming fear. You you have what it takes. You are perfect as is. Your choices are just fine. You cannot make a bad choice in this. Um, they are supporting you, and they want you to overcome your fear.
Hmm. I'm picking up that she needs to do uh, some work on the child inside of you, the little girl. You know, take care of the child that's inside of you, because that's where you have things that come up. Uh, so I believe that you know, take care of yourself, love the child inside you. Give that child inside you, that little girl, some hugs, some love. You're worthy of that. Okay. It's just a question of um, it's a lot to do with self confidence and trust. So,
Right. And oh, go ahead, Ron. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
go ahead, Mark.
It was
Go ahead.
just something I was just hearing for a second because, we keep going back to that. You're not in a cocoon, but they want you to, there's part of you say, I don't know if I'm ready. I need to learn more. I need to be more. I need to do more blah, 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 before I can actually fly. But they're saying, nope, you can fly already. Learn while flying. The magician, you can chew gum and what is it? walk at the same time. So they want you to go ahead, spread those wings and fly and learn as you go, because now it's that time to, learn while doing instead of that beforehand. You've already done that, and now it's a new kind of expressing while you're
Yeah.
doing. So they're really pushing you to get on out there, spread those wings.
Shine your light. It's time to shine your light. Be the one that you're supposed to be. Unique, beautiful soul that you are. So, thank you for that. I hope that resonated with you. Butterflies are free. So that was the last one I had for now.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's any more questions, but oh, Miss Candy, I also need to hear your message.
Oh.
Maybe take a couple more.
No, she says, I also needed to hear your message.
Oh,
Oh, Miss Candy.
no, which
Yeah.
message?
Yeah.
Sometimes when we're giving messages, even if they didn't ask the question, a lot of times we're talking to them too.
Right.
Where spirit is talking to them too, not just us.
Exactly.
She says my kids are encouraging me. Yeah, of course.
And a lot of times I notice in these readings, spirit does try to meet two birds at a time if they're able, if more than one of you. And that's the way that works too, that we're kind of gathered here on purpose. When someone else asks your question, you go, oh, that was just what I wanted to ask, or I notice a lot on the pet readings, several will be going through the same kind of a thing. And so they get the message for them too. So, sometimes somebody asks it for more than just them. They're asking it for several of you, I think.
Yep.
Okay,
frankly,
Lisa
people
Foster,
can-
can you find that question? Dan Ayers Painter had a question. I didn't see it.
I was going to say, and frankly, people can claim it too. If they hear an answer and they're like, I want that, they can just claim that.
Yep. Exactly. I agree with that.
But sometimes what happens is sometimes we are hard on ourselves, like the way we talk to ourselves, the way we criticize ourselves, the way we think that way. If
Right.
you become aware of that, you can let that go. You can change that vibration. I know that by doing meditations, it can change your brain moves completely to it, or go out in nature or do some fun stuff, something that's passionate and loving for you. And that will change automatically your focus. And
Yeah, but you can train your
Yeah.
brain to be your friend instead of your enemy.
yeah.
Takes a little training, but you can kind of go, well, we need to do this differently. And it will, because it wants to help you. It just hasn't had the proper guidance, kind of. I know for me, I had to tell it a few times, you need to shut up and sit down, because I am meditating now and I don't want to hear all that crap. No. Like when I'm done, if you want to go back at it, okay. But for this 10 minutes or whatever, you need to support me by being quiet. And it would learn it. And then eventually I didn't have to tell it every time. It would just go, oh, this is the time I sit down and be quiet.
Yeah.
Or I feed your mind with positive thoughts instead of negative,
But you know what's happening to most people? It happened to me. You pick up energy from when you're young, and the collective, your parents, whatever, and then you form little programs, little friggin' programs. I said friggin' because they're limited programs that it's not you, it's not the truth of you, it's somebody else planted that in your brain.
Right.
And or somebody told you you're stupid and you believe it all your life until you realize, geez, that's not true. Because either you believed it and you hung on to it all your life until you realize you awaken to that. So all these
right, 'cause your brain just absorbs what you're told. And I agree with you 100%, Ron. And we're always talking about that on my channel. is that you didn't pick those thoughts. They were kind of picked for you, and you just bought them because you didn't know any different. But once you realize that,
Yeah.
then you can change it. It's that, wait a minute, that isn't even really my belief. I'm just going along like
Mhm.
somebody told me when I was 2 that was the belief. And so
Yeah.
once you realize that, you can change it.
Yeah.
Because
That's what I was talking about doing your child
exactly.
work inside you. You're the only one that can work with a child inside you. Nobody else can do that for you.
Yep.
You're the adult now, and that little boy or that little girl that you were, you know, he's sitting there maybe scared and fear because he remembers something from the past and all these programs. You're the one that can
Mhm.
that waken that and
Yeah.
comfort that child inside you.
Yeah.
And when you
You know,
do,
I
yeah, okay, go ahead.
oh, I want to point out one thing for people who are looking for that healing of that uh, child inside, or just need any help trying to get bad thoughts out. I've noticed that Mark's channel, Spirit Whisper,
Mhm.
he does a lot of channeling of Pan or Dwell
Yeah,
and Jesus. But I have found that a lot of them are very targeted to that they will do a channeling where they're going to actually go into you and heal you. I've often laid on the couch listening to Mark, and I actually feel it in my body. So if you're having trouble with those thoughts at all, check out his channel because he
yeah,
does a lot of good channeling that takes care of a lot of that.
Thank you. That's very sweet, Terry. Right.
which is very true.
I know. Because
Mhm.
some of that is as old as time. And it
Mhm.
really hasn't changed. It's the same kind of message a lot of the time. And, it really helped me a lot when I realized my brain was on automatic pilot
Yeah,
because it just bought all the things I grew up with, and I didn't question it or whatever, like we all do. And that can come from media, school, religion, your parents, your grandparents, all over the place. And you just go, la, 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 la. And your brain
yeah,
picks it up and it thinks it's doing what it's supposed to by repeating it because that's the only programming it's got. And so it thinks it's kind of supporting you because you
Mhm.
think you believe it. So it goes, okay, well, I'll show you that this is true. And then you start attracting that thought that you didn't even believe in the first place. And all of a sudden you've got it in your life.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to get that across, but I just
yeah,
know it's true because I was the most negative, self-loathing person ever. And it's just took work in that very area of realizing, wait a minute, if it's about what I believe is what I receive, then I need to be choosing the beliefs, not just taking them on that somebody else. And that's really, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I don't believe that at every little ache and pain I need to rush to the doctor, or just because all my family would, or whatever it is. Or I don't believe that God is a judgmental God just because they told me that in church the time I was growing up. I actually don't believe it, so I can let all that go, and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
choose your own beliefs.
Yep.
because for me the religion really screwed my brain up, really, really did, and until I realized how things worked, I woke up, and I started questioning all this stuff, and all of a sudden I developed my own spirituality, which my
Mhm.
soul transmitted to me. So everybody has that. Everybody knows the truth about they have their own spirituality, except you got to listen to it. It's inside of you. It's not outside of you. Nobody can tell you how to do this or to. But religion was built on controlling people. Exactly. So
Community's good unless the only reason you have a community
yeah,
is to judge or others, and it
yeah,
isn't that good. If your community is all about judging people who aren't in your community, then you lost the point. But and I just think that's really probably what we're here to do. What Ron just said.
Yeah.
is to invent our own, we create our own religion, if you want it to be, our own spiritual beliefs and stuff. It's really about creating it, you and spirit together, and you do it on your own. It's like don't you guys think it's an
I
individual?
think so.
It is, and but it's all connected. You know what I mean? It's all connected. Whether it's not the words, it's the feeling, it's the how you what's inside of you, what you feel. I don't know how to explain it, but that's where it's at. It's not outside of you, or what somebody said, or the priest said this, said that. No, no, no. It's what
Yeah.
you have inside your soul, and your soul knows everything about
Yeah.
the spirituality. It does.
Yep.
It took me it took me on one of those adventures. I didn't have a near death experience for nothing. You know what I mean?
Go to all that trouble for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for nothing. So
There was
today I'm
really
using
a plan.
Yeah. So people like I've met people who said, "Oh, hell exists." No, hell doesn't exist. What does exist, though? That's me. That's my opinion. I know of that. Okay. What actually when you transit on the other side, you go into what you call pure unconditional love. That's not the same as conditional love. There, pure unconditional love. When you arrive on the other side, there's your loved ones, your guides, your ancestors. They're all there, and you are honored like beyond what words can tell you. I can't tell you in words how honored you are. You're so worthy of that. And you have a life review, and what they call a life review. But it's not God that comes and says, "Oh, you did this in your life, you did that." That's a bunch of BS. I mean, it's a BS. But it's you, your higher self, and you, whatever you call it, that will do that review. And whatever you do in your life, it's so important to always share love, be kind. The more you do that, the more that you have reached. It's important because there's levels on the other side. I don't know how to explain it. Levels like higher vibrating levels on the other side. That's how it works. Okay, and what the higher you are on the other side levels because of love you shared, people you help, that all that counts. It counts and it liberates you also from karma, what they call the karma situation.
Yep.
And you you can you people of higher vibrations can go in lower vibrations and go up, but people in low vibrations they can't go up because they don't have they're not. I don't know how you call it accumulate enough light. You know what I mean? There's light, but there's not enough of it. The,
Well, I think it's because they weren't actively, consciously pursuing it for themselves. They were still
that's right.
like kind of living their life in the dark,
In the
with
dark.
the veil pulled fully down and just kind of going along like, lo, 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 lo. And I agree with that thing about spiritual levels. It's like a spiritual hierarchy. And as you
Yeah,
become
that's
more and more enlightened, more and more evolved, you can move up those levels as well. I think. I don't, who knows really, but that's what it seems like.
right.
And that we're here to try to do the best we can each time. That review too, I can see you and your soul going, well, how did we do this time? Did we do any better? Did I progress any farther? Did I get up another little level? And you kind of go, yes. And you might do this differently because, I feel like you and your soul had that talk before you came down here. Like, well, we're going to kind of have a plan. Let's see how good we can stick to it once you get into the earthly body, because there's so much. That I think that plan seemed kind of, okay, oh, this seems like a good plan. Then you get it into the body and you have all those things teaching your brain something that isn't the plan. And then you got to go through all that, so it's like a little bit, oh God, now I'm back in earth. I forgot a lot what my plan was. and I got to kind of remember, something like that. It feels like to me, sort of like I had it all in there, and then I forgot some of it or something.
Actually, you know everything when you're on this other side.
Yeah,
Once you connect,
they are. Yeah,
Yeah.
like they okay, like I said, they speak to you, but they don't speak to you with words. They telepathic. You know everything. You see everything. I can't explain it, how it goes, but it's so far reaching. Like there's no words to it. It's mind
Mhm.
boggling. So, so
fine.
yeah, but I still remember, and even though I had a near death experience when I was 5, 6, 7 years old, I don't remember the age. I still have when I connect on the other side, just the thought of that being on the other side, I get information. Sometimes they explain me how it works on the other side.
Yeah,
So I can't say everything, but I can. There's
Yeah.
some things I can. I'm
Yeah.
allowed to. You know what I mean? So I want to thank you for Amanda for your super chat, super sticker.
Oh, that was
Thank you.
nice of her.
Yeah,
Amanda.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm kind of reaching my crash point because I've been going since 4,
Yeah.
Yep.
so I'm
And
starting to get a little pooped.
yep. And the little doggies,
Uh,
sorry, are reminding me it's dinner time here because I'm on the other side of the
yeah,
cup. And so she's up here whining. She keeps whining and getting up and down because she's hungry.
yeah. I fed my kids, but I didn't eat, so I'm starting to get a little lightheaded and stuff.
Can you do a couple more? I have
Uh,
two more. That's it.
You have 2 more?
Yeah, Connie B.
Yeah,
well,
but then I have to go.
Okay, that's
so
fine.
I have actually already read on Connie B's question. We did it on Thursday, Mark.
Oh, we
And
did.
yeah, and
Okay.
what I remember from my reading is that the first semester is going to go well. Everybody's going to be happy. I only saw a little bit of problems during March, which would be what the second semester. But I think you're going to have a lovely year, a lovely last year.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah,
No, okay. Since you read on that, I'm not going to read on it. Thank you, Connie. There was another. I actually, what happened there? I took it out. Okay, there was another one. ET guy was asking what books do we read for
yeah.
spiritual
Oh,
development. So,
I love reading books. I do read quite a lot of them, but I'm trying to think. Usually, I'm watching NDE stories on YouTube to learn some of these things. I really like Dr. Brian Weiss and his books about the life after life. Like past lives. I think that's really cool.
yeah. Well, I'm old, so I did a lot of my spiritual book reading when I was much younger because I read everything I could find when I first started. But one of the first things I read, which kind of I feel like somehow reprogrammed my brain, was a book called The Course in Miracles, which is kind of a hard book to read. For me, the actual textbook was just really hard to read, but I was told then just to read it. If I understood it or not, it was just important that I read the whole thing. So I did. But then they had a teacher's manual, and that was easy for me to read, and I understood it a lot better. But that was the one. And then I studied with a woman named Terri Whitaker for a while, who was really into positive thinking, and because I needed a lot of that to change my mental stuff. And then I read anything I could find about channels because Spirit told me they wanted me to do that, and I didn't know what that was. So I read a whole bunch of channeled books, and The Course in Miracles is a channeled book. But I read other books like that, and which was good for me. But me, and I've told you I'm clairaudient, so when I would read channeled books, the guide that the author was channeling would always come and talk to me in my head while I was reading the book. So they would like go further with whatever it was. That used to be a good way for me to know if there was actually somebody being channeled or not.
Mhm.
That's
Yep.
amazing.
Yeah. Well, I didn't read that many books. I I was a Catholic, followed Catholic religion, and I see so much stuff going on. I was actually an altar boy, and well, I'm going to share a story about me about that also, which may be shocking to some people, but I was abused by a priest when I was an altar boy, and I turned around and it shocked me, but it opened my eyes. It really did. Really, really changed my perspective on that, and it it also helped me not to get into these how you say these groups. These there's religious groups that come together like Scientology or things like that, and that always I was aware of that all the time. Even people tried to get me into these things, these religious groups. Um, I was aware because I was already awakened by what happened to me, but also because uh, whatever they were saying, or I know this thing, and I said, questioning like, how can God be hate you if God's supposed to be love you? You know, these questions like Jesus, and there was a lot of uh, questions like that. You know, so uh, well, hell exists, hell doesn't exist, and all this stuff. So you know what I mean. Some people don't even believe that we reincarnate. Your soul knows that we do reincarnate, and besides that, we are light beings before we're on a human journey or human being. So there's some people just question that all the time. So you know what I mean? And they pull you in. It's some people that are really really. Oh, I had a Jehovah Witness once come to my place, and he knocked on the door when I was eating. You know, so there was a small one and a tall one, and then he handed me some papers, and I said, no, I don't want your papers. He says, oh, you're not going to paradise. I said, I'm already in paradise. And they looked at me all strange. And wondered what the hell I was talking about. Well, I said, look behind you. I got 3.5 acres of land here. I already in paradise. And they never came back. I wonder why. My brother-in-law was sitting we're ready to eat. My brother-in-law was sitting in the kitchen table. He's just laughing, cracked up, like crazy. There's always a little one and a tall one, you know. So the little one was. He said, You're not going into paradise." Yeah, I won't, as if I would just. He probably is the last one that's going to get into paradise before I do. So anyway, it's just that these people try to convince you. If you don't, well, you know what I mean. So that's it for tonight, folks. So thank you
Okay.
so much,
Yep.
everybody, for showing up, and don't forget to go check out Mark Spirit
Oh,
Whisperer on his
Yep.
channel. He's an amazing reader. So,
wow.
and if you have pets that passed, he can read on them on those too, right?
Hmm.
You
Yep.
can, and also go check out Terri Suzuki and her channel, and she does some readings. You have your emails below your channels to so can people can book a
Yep.
reading with you.
Oh,
There's my baby. She goes, are we ever going to play this chair?
Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Been sitting here for like a day. And she's like, I'm done. No.
yeah. Yeah, they're done. They're done. We got to go now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, John, so much for inviting me.
Oh, thank you for being on. It's an honor to have you here. So.
And I love reading with you, Terri. You know that already. Okay.
Well,
And thank you.
see you on Thursday.
Terri. So,
Okay.
bye, everybody. Take care.
Okay.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Bye, you guys.